On October 15th through the 23rd in cities around the world, you do not want to miss out on the 5th annual week of nonviolence, justice, and opportunities. Hosted by the Black Women for Positive Change, this year's honorary chair is none other than songwriter, actor, civil rights giant Harry Belafonte. The event gives individuals and groups a chance to organize and promote nonviolence and peace in your neighborhood. To find out what's going on in your city, to plan an event, go to 2017 weekofnonviolence.org. Here to talk more about the event are my guests, Carrington, Washington National Co-Chair for Events and Media for Black Women for Positive Change. And joining us via Skype from Atlanta is Lucy McBath, National Spokesperson for Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
So I'm going to, Lucy, let me go to you first. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Would you share with the audience a little bit how you got involved with the Week of Nonviolence and why? I know your story, but I don't want to tell your story for you.
Well, absolutely. Of course, you know, the organization that I work with, Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, we do just this very thing. Our work is basically based upon nonviolence, gun violence prevention. And so my organization had an opportunity to work with the wonderful women that are doing this work and for this week. And so that's really how I became involved, had a chance to meet them in Washington, D.C., sit down and have a really wonderful talk, and was just so genuinely encouraged by the work that they're doing to create a very a nonviolent climate around the nation, not only within communities of color, but, you know, communities around the nation. And that's extremely important. That really ties directly into the work that I do with Moms Demand Action. So we're so excited to be a part of this. And I, in particular, so excited to be a part of this really important week.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to just turn quickly to Karen, but please don't leave us, Lucy. So we know the story that Lucy's son lost his life to gun violence for playing his music too loud in Florida. And so, you know, given the current climate, the work that Black Women for Positive Change are doing is so important. One of the things that we've been talking about is de-escalation of violence through police through police training and all areas of violence in the country. Tell us a little bit about what we mean when we use the term de-escalation.
Well, we'll have to give the credit to Congresswoman Gwen Moore of Wisconsin, who has entered legislation called H.R. 3060, which is called the Prevention of Violence Between Police and Communities Act. And as you well know, she is a sponsor of the National Week of Nonviolence, and she talks about the need to provide additional training to police officers to help de-escalate that tension that is in the community when they stop us. And it goes from training to changing a mindset of people who are in police and law enforcement to stop and cool off before firing a gun and injuring or killing a person for something that they may not have a weapon for. They may have their hands up, and they
could be holding a can of iced tea and Skittles, a toy gun,
absolutely,
or be suffering from mental illness. And one of the things I have learned, I'm one of the co-chairs for the event this year. I'm very honored to do so. But one of the things that I have learned in working with Black Women for Positive Change is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but police officers receive training, for example, on how to deal with pulling somebody over in their car, how to deal with with a marijuana investigation.
Right.
But there's no real serious training on how to de-escalate a very tense situation.
That is very correct, and that is what inspired Congresswoman Moore to draft this legislation, because she had a constituent who was a homeless person sleeping on a bench. Police officer approached him, and as you well know, if you're asleep, if somebody takes a stick or anything at you, your natural reflex is to, you know, reach out, grab or whatever. This happened. This individual was